continue to reflect now on the life and the legacy left to us of the late Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu. Always a pleasure to have Anglican Church Bishop Margaret Vertue with us. Bishop, good evening to you. A happy New Year. All the best to you and yours for the year ahead. Your feelings as you sat and watched the funeral this morning.
And thank you, Gareth, and Happy New Year to you and all of the viewers. Yes, it was a very sad day, and all mixed emotions, but also so much gratitude for who Archbishop Tutu was and the legacy he leaves us. And when I saw his family, it also touched me deeply, the way they supported him in his ministry. And because of them, he could be the one who supported the nation, the church, and everyone else, emotionally, spiritually, and also the huge social role that he played. And of course, as one of the first, together with Wilma Jacobson, in Cape Town, he was the one who ordained us to the priesthood, but we were not the very first. The very first were in Grahamstown by a different bishop. But seeing the family yet again this morning, he too was fathering the nation, but fathering his own children. Two of his daughters are gifts to the Anglican Communion, as they are also priests. And yes, so as a bishop in that service this morning, it was really thanks to his nurturing of the possibility of women being ordained. We can forget it now because it's so long ago, but in 1992 it was a groundbreaking move for women to be ordained, and as a church we must never forget, and we must never go back. We must continue advocating for women's rights, continue encouraging women to take their rightful place in church and society.
Bishop, allow me to quote Reverend Frank Chikane for a moment, if you'll allow me, saying that Tutu was disappointed about what was happening in the country because he did not think it was what people had fought for. Do you agree, disagree?
Yes, I would want to agree with that, because in that he would want us to be more active, and less talk. And so I do think we have let the arch down in some aspects. We tend to make a showcase of what is ideal, but we do not live up to it. And whereas whatever he did, he did very humbly, and the core of what he did was from a spiritual depth and a connection with God. And I think, yes, we sometimes allow ourselves to get in the way of deeper and greater possibilities. So in that sense, I would agree with someone as great as Frank Chikane that he would be weeping. He would be weeping, and as to where we are failing to build and rather are taking a step back instead of a step forward.
Bishop, you're being very gracious with your time. Allow me to ask you this before I say goodbye. Your last time you had an interaction with the Arch, what was that? And perhaps if you could, if you don't mind, your fondest memory of the Arch.
Well, the last time I had interaction with him, it may sound like I'm advocating for vaccination, but the last time I had interaction with him and in his lifetime was when we were the first of 10 leaders in Cape Town to go to a clinic close to his home to be vaccinated, and that's again, you know, who he is. He would want to steer the nation to do the right thing. So yes, that was the last memory of him alive and two of us together. But another lasting memory that I would take is his great humility, but also it was always combined with such exhilaration, you know, with such energy, with such life. And that is something I would want to integrate into my life. Yeah. And also the concept of Ubuntu, you know, that we really, you know, I am because we are because God is. And from that flows everything that we say and do and need to do, and to keep his legacy alive, because he did leave the world a better place than he found it. And we need to build on the foundations laid by him and others, but particularly by him, to try to follow in his footsteps and take the church and the nation to greater heights.
Bishop, I'm going to say thank you very much indeed as we head into 2022 without the light and the laughter of the late Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu, leaving the world a better place, but certainly a sadder place since his passing. I thank Bishop Margaret Vertue for joining us here on South Africa Tonight.